gentlemen, today we're going to be looking at scatter plots and being able to determine whether or not the graph that we're looking at has a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or no relationship at all, or no correlation. If you look up here on the board, I represented what we did yesterday. So yesterday we had two examples that we looked at, the growth of a baby alligator, but also how many bats were still in the mine. And just to reference one more time, we noticed that with the alligator, it was continuing to do what? Increase. It was continuing to increase. Very good. But then we also noticed that with the bats, it was continuing to do what? Decrease. So let's start putting some of that information that we're looking at together. So when we're looking at a scatter plot, we're looking at two data sets to determine if there's a correlation. Now yesterday, we were looking at the alligators, and you just told me just now that it increased. So we were looking at the months and the inches that it was growing. And we noticed that it continued to go up. But what type of correlation or trend was it?
Positive.
Why?
Because it was increasing.
It was increasing. It was going up. Very good. Look at you scholars. I like that. Good job. But then, as we came to the next example, we noticed that the bats were doing what? Decreasing. So what type of correlation or trend was it?
Negative.
So we noticed that it was doing what?
Decreasing.
Awesome job. It was going down. It was decreasing. We created a negative correlation between the months and the bats that were in that mine for over that particular time span. Today in your assignment, I'm going to have you answer questions 1, 2, and 3. If you would turn over on the page on the back. What you're going to do right now is identify the different types of scatter plots. And with each one of the scatter plots, what you're going to do is to determine whether or not it is a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or no correlation at all. You may notice that some of the vocabulary flip-flops. So in the examples that you're looking at, you will see trend. But that's okay, because it means the same thing. And what this is doing is helping to build foundations for what you will need to know, particularly when we start talking about slopes of a line, which we will touch bases with on tomorrow. But I do need to make sure, could you look at a graph and determine what is happening at that particular moment? After we complete this assignment, what we're then going to do is create our own scatter plot, and then from there determine what types of trends are occurring based off of what we see. Are there any questions so far? So Maggie, can I get you to answer this question for me? So what is the first assignment that I'm asking you to do?
To do questions 1 through 3, I have to figure out what kind of trend they are.
And what are the 3 types of trends, Pedro?
Positive trend, negative trend, and no trend.
Awesome job. You guys are rock stars right now. Kudos to you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you guys to do really quickly for me is let's get started, and then right after that, we'll have a conversation, all right? If you need any assistance, please let me know, and I'll be sure to walk around and help.